Hello everyone and welcome to my EastEnders Media news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nish Panesar of EastEnders is expected back in Walford with some startling news for his family. When Nish's family compelled him to pack up and leave Albert Square in February after his emotional and physical abuse became public, he did so. Nish's tale will, however, continue when he leaves the show, since he will return dramatically the following week after an absence of several months. Scenes that will air on Monday, May 27th, feature Suki and Eve being taken aback when Nish shows up at the number 41 doorway without warning. He claims that he is returning for practical reasons since the solicitor has sent him copies of the final order divorce documents for both himself and Suki. The Panesars are not happy to see Nish back, so they alter the locks to prevent him from entering the house. Nevertheless, Nish manages to get inside after tricking his granddaughter Avani. Nish is met with hostility from Suki, Ravi, Eve, and Vinny, but they quickly stop talking when he breaks the devastating news that he is dying. Despite Nish's insistence that he is speaking the truth, the Panesars accuse him of lying and expel him after his admission. Ravi advises Nish to back off while he makes an effort to persuade Priya of the truth and win over his family. Later, he runs into Nugget at McClunky's and begs him to listen, but Ravi becomes enraged when he sees his son with his father. Ravi approaches the two and shoves Nish. However, once Nish collapses and is taken to the hospital, the situation escalates. Nish fervently argues his case when Suki asks the Panesars to vote later in the week on whether to allow him to rejoin the family. In particular, when both of his kids support their father, Ravi finds himself unsure of what to do. However, there will be more shock in store as Nish makes a revelation that will rock the Panesar household. Next week, a returning character on EastEnders will reveal some startling news. They are dying on the BBC soap opera. While not much is known, spoilers indicate the character in issue is taken to the hospital shortly after breaking some very important news to their family. Next week, Nish Panesar will return to Walford after several weeks away from being banished by his family. The family disowned the criminal, giving him a final taste of revenge, but the next week he returns with an astonishing admission. Nish breaks the news of his impending death to his shocked family. Spoiler alert, the character appears weak. After disappearing for several weeks without leaving any trace, he has returned as if to make apologies. It's obvious that the Panesars are not prepared to move on from their terrible past, the horrendous brutality he inflicted on Suki Panesar, his ex-wife, and the way he mistreated and bullied his own kids. However, he surprises them by telling them he is ill and will soon pass away as they demand that he leave. Is Nish's demise confirmed by this, and is he speaking the truth? According to spoilers, Suki is startled when her ex shows up and informs her that the solicitor has handed him copies of their final order divorce documents. Although the Panesars have changed the locks to prevent him from entering his previous residence, he succeeds in scaring his granddaughter Avani into opening the door for him. When Nish begins speaking, Suki, Ravi, Eve, and Vinny are antagonistic. However, he quickly stops them all and informs them that he is dying. After all he has done, though, he is accused of lying and they throw him out of the house. He is adamant that he is telling the truth, and when he goes to persuade Priya, Ravi steps in and urges him to go. Nish urges him to listen to his grandson Nugget as he catches up with him, but Ravi notices them and intervenes. After being shoved by Ravi, his father falls to the ground and is taken to the hospital. However, what information will be made public at the hospital, and is Nish being honest about his health? Next week's EastEnders spoilers indicate that Nish Panesar returns to Walford and brings two very unexpected and terrible revelations for the family. Is he being honest, though? Cindy is disgusted by Peter's backing of Lauren in the meanwhile. Cindy is dealing with her own issues, though, as Elaine is about to tell Ian about her kiss with George. What kind of response will he get? EastEnders spoilers for next week include all of this and more. 1. Nish comes back. The unexpected arrival of Nish at the doorway shocks Suki and Eve. He clarifies that he received copies of their divorce documents from their lawyers. To prevent Nish from entering the house, the Panesars consent to changing the locks. 2. Nish unleashes an explosive. But Nish tricks Ivani into letting him in. The family is unfriendly and demands that he leave after arriving. But Nish quickly tells them he's dying, which silences them. He is promptly accused of lying by the family, who then kick him out. Nish hurried to the hospital. Nish maintains that he is being honest. When Ravi notices them and tells Nish to go, he finds Priya and attempts to convince her to trust him. Later on, Nish runs into Nugget at McClunky's and begs him to give him some space. Nish tries to win Nugget over, and he agrees to listen. But Ravi, who is furious, sees them and pushes Nish. Nish collapses to the floor in pain. Then they rush him to the hospital. So will he be alright? 4. Nish unleashes another explosive. Later, Nish shows up at the Panesars to make his argument. However, they've already decided whether or not to allow him back into their life through voting. To whom will it be directed? The depths of his desperation shock the family. Even while he has been firm with Suki, Ravi is torn. Nish will shortly deliver another surprise, but how will the family respond? 5. Has Ravi changed his mind? The family feels shocked by Nish's shocking revelation. No matter what Ravi did, Nugget assures him he will never let him die alone. Will it be sufficient for Ravi to decide to give Nish another chance? 6. Peter backs Lauren. Peter stands up for his child's mother even though Cindy treats Lauren with malice. In light of everything that has transpired, he extends support to Lauren. Lauren quickly accepts to spend the evening with Peter because she truly appreciates his support. Lauren expresses gratitude to him for having her back as he threatens to walk out if Cindy doesn't treat her better. 7. Elaine is unable to pardon. Elaine tells Gina and Anna that they will always have a place to stay with her. The girls try to talk Elaine into giving George another chance, but she gets upset when she sees George and Cindy embracing behind the Vicks bar. Is there no chance of a reconciliation? 8. Elaine calls Ian